Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so lovely to be here. For those of you I haven't met, I'm Erik, and I come from Stockholm in Sweden. Yeah, it's just so precious to come here and meet you all and be with our beloved global community, to just see how this teaching is shared all over the world and how we live it together all over the world. So thank you all for your commitment and your showing up and just your awesomeness. One of the points that really brought me to this teaching was that when I was 11 years old, my mother died. And that really showed me it was just an introduction to that death can come at any point, and the impermanence of life. And that also brought me through years of a lot of turmoil and in terms of data, just a lot of depression and intense negative afflictive data. And I tried all kinds of things during my teenage years to try to avoid and indulge and replace that. And then throughout my early 20s, I went to different therapies and psychology, and then eventually into seeing that wouldn't help me at all anymore either. Like just discussing, speaking about it, indulging in it wasn't something that supported me. And then eventually discovering like spiritual practices. And I came to a point where it was really, really clear that what I was doing just didn't work. Like there was just this point where although I'd find some kind of stability, it was just clear that I needed to find a solution to this that was permanent, and that just led to freedom from suffering and a stability that went beyond what was going on in my life. So I remember it so clearly because I've been practicing so many different things and researched so many different things, but I came to a point where it's like, okay, now it needs to happen. And I had heard from a friend about Balanced View. So I asked him just how, can you share more? What is it that this is? Because my life was so, like on the surface, it looked really great with my career and with everything, having an apartment, everything just looked fine. But just inside, I was just completely depressed and suffering. So what I did was just from the point basically where I have the fortune that we have open meetings in Stockholm, so I went to an open meeting and was introduced to Balanced View, and was introduced to the community there and the teachers there. And I saw in them that they had what I'd always been searching for. They had the stability and the life satisfaction, the flourishing, just the ease that I had so been longing for, because I had also had many years then of spiritual practices where I was just alone. It was just, I didn't know anyone who was interested in this, or very few, and I basically just thought that I'd need to live the rest of my life alone, sort of getting a bit of what this is about. And then suddenly being introduced and fully understanding what's on offer here, to actually have a teaching, that's just available everywhere where I am, traveling or online, that I can just plug into at any point, that I just can have on listen to, write out, read, participate in, that I have a practice that's available everywhere. Because that was one of the things that I really, really was missing. I sort of could have some benefits from meditation, for example, and then directly when I was off the cushion, those benefits were gone. Like when I was in that business meeting, or when I was with my parents, or when I was with myself, especially with all the negative emotions that come up. So to just have a practice that's infallible and that always is with me, like the best friend, is just like the most amazing gift. And then to have a trainer, it's just something that I'd always longed for. To have someone in my life who I can trust, ultimately trust, and be in touch with. And I've just grown to do that more and more, and today it's just like it's an inseparable relationship where I really, I'm in touch about almost anything that I feel needs clarification, anything that I feel is not clear what the decision is, or what the next step is, and anything that needs just to be clarified. And then I love our beautiful community. It's just such a gift. After also 6 years ago that I discovered the teaching, and sometimes I can see how it's sort of normalized so much that this is the way that I live. So it's really good for me to just have like a bird's eye perspective and really see that this gift, like because I'm so immersed in our four mainstays that I can even forget how it was like before. So it's beautiful to reflect on that and see how much has happened and what a life I'm living today, where actually I'm surrounded by you, surrounded by our global community of people, of pioneers who are just living this together. And that just the love and the care and the sense of the respect, the relating, the deep care, just to have a conversation with someone on a level that is just so enriching and so supportive, and to share this life as well. That in itself, because for example, just sharing a beautiful moment together with someone who's also relying on open intelligence, it's just it's so precious. It was something I'd longed for so long, to have people who were relying on open intelligence in my life. So to have that, and for Candice to bring this about, it's such a treasure and such a blessing. So, yeah, it is a complete gift to be here, to meet you all, and to live this life together, and also just to mention about difficulties, because I've had more difficulties over the last 2 years than I've had since before meeting the training, and it's just so beautiful to see that these difficulties are what really, they are a blessing and a gift, because what they do is that they show me that there's nowhere else to go than to the teaching. What they do for me is that they really show the preciousness of what I've been given, and bring the focus back to that this is the solution, because I can't go anywhere else with those afflictions, or it's just so painful to indulge them, avoid them or replace them. So they are a precious gift, and I treasure them dearly, even though I would love it to be the more rosier the data, the more benefits. But apparently that's not how it's working, and so I'm just blessed with lots of afflictive data that bring greater benefit no matter what I do. So thank you all.
Thank you, Erik.
Thank you.